Okay, I am back to talk to you some more about Act 2 of The Tempest. And as you can see, I am now on the island. Yes, I am now on the island. So we're going to start with Act 2, Scene 2, Caliban by himself carrying the wood. All the infections that the sun sucks up from bogs, fens, flats on Prospero falls and make him by inchmail a disease. His spirits hear me, and yet I need not curse, but veil nor pinch, and yet fright me with urchin shows, pitch me in the mire, nor lead me like a firebrand in the dark out of my way, unless he bid 'em. But for every trifle are they set upon me, sometime like apes that mow and chatter at me, and after bite me, then like hedgehogs, which lie tumbling in my barefoot way, and mount their pricks at my footfall. Sometimes I am all wound with adders, who with cloven tongues do hiss me into madness. And we're getting a sense of how awful Caliban feels and how horrible Prospero is to Caliban. And now a new person arrives, someone we haven't met yet. And this guy's name is Trinculo, and he is a fool. And most Shakespeare plays have one character who plays the fool. And they are the straight man to the other characters. They are there for comic relief in a really sad text, and sometimes they offer some really important information too. In Macbeth, it was the porter. Here, it's a character named Trinculo. Trinculo says on line 18 of Act 2, Scene 2, "Here's neither bush nor shrub to bear off any weather at all, and another storm brewing. I hear it sing in the wind. Yon same black cloud, yon huge one, looks like a foul bombard that would shed his liquor. If it should thunder as it did before, I know not where to hide my head. Yon same cloud cannot choose but fall by pitfallfuls. What have we here? A man or a fish?" he says when he's looking over at Caliban. "Dead or alive? A fish? He smells like a fish, a very ancient and fish-like smell. A kind of not the newest porgion, a strange fish. Were I in England now, as once I was, and had but this fish painted, not a holiday fool there but would give a piece of silver, I wouldn't buy this smelly fish if it was the last food there was to eat on the holiday. There would this monster make a man." Now we know they're talking about Caliban. And Trinculo's commentary about Caliban matches Prospero's commentary about Caliban. "There wouldst this monster make a man, any strange beast there makes a man. When they will not give a doit to relieve a lame beggar, they will lay out 10 to see a dead Indian." See, that's from the quiz. "Legged like a man, and his fins like arms. Warm, oh my troth, I do now let loose my opinion, hold it no longer. This is no fish, but an islander, that hath lately suffered by a thunderbolt." And then he hears the thunder. "Alas, the storm has come again. My best way is to creep under his gabardine. There is no other shelter hereabout. Misery acquaints a man with strange bedfellows. I will here shroud till the dregs of the storm be past." And he hides under Caliban's garment. And now, drunk Stephano, another sad, pathetic jokester of a character, comes into the picture. "I shall no more to sea, here shall I die ashore. This is a very scurvy tune to sing at a man's funeral. Well, here's to my comfort," and he drinks. So, Stephano is drunk. Trinculo is trying to figure out if Caliban's a person or a fish, decides he's a man, a lot like an Indian, and you should notice the insults and understand that in our contemporary terms, this is prejudicial. Shakespeare's audience would not have seen it that way. Rest assured it is. "The master, the swabber, the boatswain and I, the gunner and his mate, loved Moll, Meg, Marian, and Marjorie, but none of us cared for Kate. For she, the tongue with a tang, would cry to a sailor, 'Go hang!' She loved nor the savour, nor tar, nor pitch, that his hair might scratch her where she did itch. Then to sea, boys, and let her go hang. This is a scurvy tune too, but here's my comfort." And he drinks again. So we know that Stephano is drunk. Caliban, "Do not torment me, oh!" What is it that's tormenting him? The horrible singing. "What's the matter? Have we devils here?" Stephano says. "Do you put tricks upon with savages and men of inn? I have not scaped drowning to be afeard now of your forelegs, for it hath been said as proper a man as ever went on forelegs cannot make him give a ground, and it shall be said so again while Stephano breathes his nostrils. The spirit torments me, oh! There is some monster of this isle with 4 legs who hath got, as I take it, an ague," that means an illness, Where the devil should he learn our language? I will give him some relief if it be for that. If I can recover him and keep him tame and get to Naples with him, he is a present for any emperor that trod on neat's leather. He's saying, I'm going to get Caliban drunk, and then I'm going to get back to Naples, and I'm going to show him off as some kind of strange prize, which is, of course, exactly what the European explorers were doing when they were encountering natives when they traveled around the globe. Do not torment me, prithee, I'll bring my wood home faster. He thinks, Caliban does, that it's Prospero tormenting him. He doesn't understand that this is not Prospero's doing. He's in his fit now and does not talk after the wisest. He shall taste of my bottle. If he have never drunk wine afore, it will go near to remove his fit. If I can recover him and keep him tame, I will not take too much for him. He shall pay for that him that hath him, and that soundly. I'll get money. This will be really good, and I'm going to get him drunk. This is, by the way, exactly what the Europeans do to the Native Americans when they arrive on the shores of North and South America. Thou dost me yet but hurt little, thou wilt anon, I know it by thy trembling, now Prospero works upon thee. He's sure, Caliban is, that Prospero is out there hurting him. Come on your ways, open your mouth, here is that will give language to you, cat. Open your mouth, this shall shake your shaking, I can tell you, and that soundly. You cannot tell who's your friend, open your chaps again. And all of a sudden he hears Trinculo's voice. I know that voice, it should be, but he is drowned, and these are devils. Oh, defend me! 4 legs and 2 voices, a most delicate monster. His forward voice now is to speak well of his friend, his backward voice is to utter foul speeches and to detract. If all the wine in my bottle will recover him, I will help his ague. Come! Amen, I will pour some in thy mouth. Stephano is not the brightest. He hears Caliban and he hears Stephano. And remember, Trinculo, and Trinculo is under Caliban's garment. So Stephano thinks, oh, this is a monster with 4 legs who speaks in 2 voices. And all of a sudden Trinculo says, Stephano? Does thy other mouth call me? Mercy, mercy, this is a devil and no monster. I will leave him. I have no long spoon. Stephano, if thou be Stephano, touch me and speak to me, for I am Trinculo. Be not afeard, thy good friend Trinculo. If thou be'st Trinculo, come forth. I'll pull thee by the lesser legs. If any be Trinculo's legs, these are they. And he pulls him out from underneath Caliban's garment. Thou art very Trinculo indeed. How camest thou to be the siege of this moon calf? Can he vent Trinculos? I took him to be killed with a thunderstroke, but thou art not drowned, Stephano? I hope now thou art not drowned. Is the storm overblown? I hid me under the dead mooncalf's gabardine for fear of the storm. Thou art living, Stephano? Oh, Stephano, too, Neapolitan escaped. They think they're the only 2 who've survived the shipwreck. Prithee, do not turn me about. My stomach is not constant. Caliban thinks this is very interesting. He says, these be fine things if they be not sprites. There's a brave God and bears celestial liquor. I will kneel to him. Stephano is like, oh my God, people. And you know what? I'm going to pay homage to these guys because they have liquor. Caliban is starting to find a new master. How didst thou escape? How camest thou hither? Swear by this bottle how thou camest hither. I escaped under a butt of sack which the sailors heaved overboard by this bottle which I made of the bark of a tree with mine own hand since I was cast ashore. I'll swear upon that bottle to be thy true subject, for the liquor is not earthly. Here, swear then how thou escapest. Swim ashore, man, like a duck. I can swim like a duck, I'll be so sworn. Here, kiss the book. Though thou canst swim like a duck, thou art made like a goose with a long neck. Oh, Stephano, hast thou any more of this? The whole butt, man. My cellar is in a rock by the seaside, where my wine is hid. How now, mooncalf? How does thine ague? How you feeling, mooncalf? How you feeling, Caliban? How's your sickness? Hast thou not dropped from heaven? Caliban is beside himself. Not only has he found others, but they are not afraid of him, and they are giving him liquor. Out of the moon, I do assure thee, I was the man in the moon when time was. Stephano's obviously kidding around, but Caliban's not smart enough to not know that. I have seen thee in her, and I do adore thee. My mistress showed me thee, and thy dog, and thy bush. Come, swear to that. Kiss the book. I will finish it anon with new contents. Swear. Caliban is drinking. The book is the bottle of alcohol. By this good light, Trinculo says, this is a very shallow monster. I have feared of him, a very weak monster. The man in the moon, a most poor credulous monster, well-drawn monster in good sooth. Trinculo, although not particularly bright, is a little bit brighter than Stephano, and he says, this is an idiot, this monster. He thinks you're the man in the moon? Huh, we're going to have some fun with this. I'll show thee every fertile inch of the island, and I will kiss thy foot. I prithee, be my God. Where do we see this before? This is the exact same thing that Prospero promised to, that Caliban promised to Prospero. By this light, Trinculo says, a most perfidious and drunken monster, when God's asleep, he'll rob his bottle. I'll kiss thy foot, I swear myself thy subject. Come on then, down and swear. And Stephano thinks this is great. Trinculo says, I shall laugh myself to death at this puppy-headed monster, a most scurvy monster I could find in my heart to beat him. Come, kiss, but that poor monster's in drink, an abominable monster. I'll show thee the best springs, I'll pluck thee berries, I'll fish for thee, and get thee wood enough. A plague upon the tyrant that I serve. I'll bear him no more sticks, but follow thee, thou wondrous man. Trinculo says, a most ridiculous monster to make a wonder of a poor drunkard. Caliban says, I prithee let me bring thee where the crabs grow, and I with my long nails will dig thee pig nuts, show thee a jay's nest, instruct thee how to snare the nimblest marmoset. I'll bring thee to clustering filberts, and sometimes I'll get thee young scammels from the rock. Wilt thou go with me? I prithee now, lead the way without any more talking. Trinculo, the king, and all our company else being drowned, we will inherit here. Stephano says to Trinculo, you know what? Let's be kings of this island. Here, bear my bottle. You carry my bottle. Fellow Trinculo, we'll fill him by and by again. And Caliban starts to sing. Farewell, master, farewell, farewell. Trinculo, a howling monster, a drunken monster, in case it wasn't clear enough. Caliban goes on to sing, no more dams I'll make for fish, nor fetching and fire at requiring, nor scrape trenching, nor wash dish. Ban, Caliban, has a new master, get a new man. Freedom, high day, freedom, freedom, high day, freedom. Oh, brave monster, lead the way, Stephano responds. And that's the end of Act 2. So we have a couple of different groups here. We have Ferdinand, who's with Miranda and Prospero. We have Alonso and Sebastian and Antonio and Gonzalo and all the other hangers-on. And then we have Trinculo and Stephano. We have Trinculo and Stephano, and they have encountered Caliban. And Caliban has shifted his loyalties. Okay? Caliban has shifted his loyalties. Ferdinand's very confused. And Alonso's not sure what he should do because he's just devastated by his son's death. And that is the end of Act 2.